All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakmadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. Let's see what's in the news. Former Prince Andrew's arrest upends royal family's effort to move past the scandal. So we already know Esau's titles are being taken away from him, and he's going down, and he ain't got too much longer, man. He got a little bit left, man. Starting with the royal families, you know. Ultimately, actually, I wonder what Duck said about this. I know he made a comment. What did Donald Trump say about Prince Andrew getting his titles stripped from him? Let's see if I can get it out of his mouth. Let's see if any news on that. Epstein files former Prince Andrew released by police. Duck calls his arrest a shame. So he calls it a shame, man. Let's see what else he said. Let's see what else it is. That's it? That's all it says? Let's see. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, brother of Britain King Charles. If you know who I'm talking about that man right there in the back seat. Okay, I can't really get good images. It says, brother of Britain King Charles leaves Eilisham police station in a vehicle on the day he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. After the U.S. Justice Department released more records tied to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in Eilisham, England on February 19th. So it don't really get into what the Duck said, but he said Duck calls it a shame. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Let's grab this little book. It is a shame, man. Shameful steward on your glory. Now, these things are not going to happen to the nation of Israel. Because like I read yesterday in Jeremiah's 31st chapter, we're going to have the laws, statutes, and commandments written in our inward part. So we're not going to be doing anything that transgresses the laws. All right? Now, what's wicked about it, because we're going to get women when they're young and all that. We're going back to that too. Okay? Because a woman's supposed to be with a man. She's not supposed to be, it tells you in the book of Timothy. So, you know, they're just doing it in a wicked way. You know? They're kidnapping people. And then after the fact, he drugging them. Nobody want to sleep with Prince Andrew, man. That's an ugly motherfucker. He's an ugly, nasty. He probably stink too. It's because you got all this royal garbs on. You got ties, and you got, you know, you drive around. You got a chauffeur. You know, you can just tell by a person's countenance, the way he acts, the way he talks. Some people don't, you know, you don't want to be around that shit. All right, let me grab this real quick in the book of Timothy. I think it's Timothy. 1 Timothy, I think. Let me see. It tells a woman to, I think I'm thinking about Timothy. 1 Timothy 2, I'm thinking. Prayers for all men. No, there's more. It might be 5. It tells a woman not to be, I gotta grab it on my phone. It gives instructions to young women. Okay? Not to be busybodies and things like that. Let me find that precept. Where does it say that women should have a husband and they should not be busybodies? KJV? 1 Timothy 5. That's where I'm at. Where is it? I didn't want to read the whole chapter. I'm going to start, yep. First Timothy 5, verse 13. Actually, I should have just started. It starts with widows and things like that. 1 Timothy 5 and verse 13. And withal, they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers, Also in busybodies, speaking things they ought not. So women, they need to get married, man. Because if they're idle, they'll run around just like you see them today. Busybodies, you know, they always in the street. They're always gossiping about somebody else. Okay, so the Lord tells you what you're supposed to do with those women before they get into where they're at today. Out of their damn minds, running the damn muck, getting kidnapped because they're stupid as hell. These little girls, most of them got lured in. Oh, you know, yeah, we're gonna do this fashion show. You know, we're gonna give you, we're gonna pay for your lunch. Don't worry. Yeah, we're gonna pick you up, and you know, we're gonna give you like $200, $300 for the day, and they fall for that shit. FC's not going too hard for y'all because y'all are stupid as hell. He'll tell you, I'll bring you to McDonald's. You can get anything you want on the dollar menu, you know, and you falling for that shit because why? Because you don't have any wisdom. And your family don't teach you, your mother, your father, they don't teach you how to be a woman, man. They tell you, like, you know, go experience life. Go be with as many people as you can and see which ones you like. And that's why your ass is in a damn, in a basement somewhere screaming for your mother and your father because you don't listen. 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 13. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, you know, always going over their friend's house, always want to go somewhere. And not only idle, but tattlers, also in busybodies. You see them on podcasts talking like this, man. The whole internet is exposing these women. It shows you the way their minds work, the way they're geared to think. Speaking things which they ought not. And then you see that on these different podcasts. What's that dude's name that died? Black dude, I forgot his name, man. He was exposing you women, especially the so-called black women. He was exposing her, you know? And you can see that today. She had no realistic goals. You couldn't bring her to the Cheesecake Factory and all this bullshit. Soon there ain't gonna be no food to eat. So good luck with that. You're gonna wish you had cheesecake. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14. I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. That's right. Give none occasion for the adversary to speak reproachfully. So if you're married, you in the house, you're doing what you're supposed to do, tending to the home, you know, can't nobody say anything about you, okay? And then your kids too, they're gonna be a reflection of the household that they're in. If they're being brought up right, you know, and then if you have daughters, they're gonna see that and think, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be. And when they see something contrary to the way that they were brought up, they're gonna say, okay, that's not the way to go. Okay, 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 15. For some are already turned aside after Satan. And that's what you see. A lot of people, a lot of women are turned aside after Satan. If any man or woman that believeth have widows, let them relieve them, and let not the church be charged that it may relieve them that are widows indeed. So if you're a widow, that means your husband died. So in order to relieve a widow, you will help her out. But you think the church was going to go help out a bunch of whores and sluts? No. Okay? Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrines. Yeah, so let the elders be counted as double honor. Okay? They get more resources from the church because they're doing the work. You know, in order to keep that word moving, the word's more important than everything else, man. That word need to go out. So they get double honors. So if a widow gets some honor, gets some relief, you know, they're saying give the elders even double that because they're doing the work. They're out here laboring for the kingdom of heaven. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse number 18. For the scripture saith, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward. So you don't muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn. You know, so if the ox is working, he's plowing and making furrows, and he eats some of the crops as he's on his way, let him eat. Okay, same thing with the elders, man. Don't prevent them from eating because, you know, everyone else needs to be fed and all that. No, they deserve double honor too. Okay, because this word's more important than that. Against an elders receive not an accusation, but before 2 or 3 witnesses. That's pretty much it. You don't want to be an idle woman, man. So people can speak reproachfully of you. The whole world speaks reproachfully of you today. You women, the majority of women, men don't even want to be in a relationship anymore. I get opportunities to talk to women. Oh, I'm single and shit. I'm not giving you my number, ho. You know, I don't care if the conversation could be leading for me to ask for your number. I'm not asking for shit. You should be on your knees kissing the damn ground before me and giving me your damn number. It's begging me to take it. That's what you should be doing. And if that's pride. If you don't know you need a man and you at the point where you don't know you need a man so badly, especially a man of the Lord, that you're willing to put all that shit aside and you're ready to lick the boots off. That's the only way I'm accepting a woman, all right? You got to be humble as hell. Or, you know, she can be shamefaced, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, maybe you don't, you know. Women, what I'm trying to say is the man's the prize, not the woman, man. You shouldn't be, you don't have to give her your number. She should be giving you her number. She should be on her ass, please take my number. Lord, please. That's how she should be coming to you. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26. I think it's 26. Let me go there since we talking about these women. And it's all you damn women. Even you white bitches too. All right? Ecclesiasticus 28, 26, and verse, I'll start at 18. As the golden pillars are upon the sockets of silver, so are the fair feet with the constant heart. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession, this is talking about a woman, through all the fields, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. So you typically want to be with a woman of your own nation, okay? But because we're in captivity, it's nothing wrong with to go be with these heathen nations, but it comes with a lot of confusion to deal with these damn women, man. First of all, they're gonna teach your kids to be wicked as hell, have you celebrating all these paganistic holidays. You're not gonna be able to rule over your house the way you want to. I mean, some men are, that's a blessing though. But it's harder to rule over a house today than it's ever been in any other time. So just because brothers come out here smiling like everything's good at home, it ain't. That shit is bad, man. You be dealing with these harlots nowadays, man. These women are out of their damn minds, especially if they don't work like that. They're the type of people, they got a girl and they don't really work like that. It's because of their woman. It's because of their situation at home. You know, she's sucking up a lot of that energy out of you so you can't even serve the Lord. It tells you about that in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. Paul told you that it's better to not even be with a woman. Okay? But that's hard for people to digest. You know, people don't want to suffer, man. People think suffer is the thing. I done had plenty of pleasure out here, man. Okay? So there's a time where you gotta get locked in, man. You gotta get locked in the spirit, because your rejoicing is gonna come at the downfall of the so-called white man. As this place starts to downfall, you're gonna get better. The stock market crash, guess what? I look more handsome, you know, the hairs on my face, I start looking more beautified. You know, the Lord is doing that. So when you hear about these wars, you see Prince Andrew being taken down, right? He's a royal person, right? Man, nobody want to be with that nigga. His ex-girl probably watching our videos now like, damn, man, why'd I even fuck with the devil, man? You know? Same thing with all the men of the Lord. There's a direct correlation between the nation of Edom and the nation of Israel. As long as they're falling, we're getting happier. I'm getting more happier. But my happiness is not tied to this world. My happiness is tied to the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. If the Lord's doing his work, hey, I'm happy about that, all right? If Esau's getting taken out, I'm happy about that. That's where my happiness comes from. So if you think, okay, this nigga's mad and blah, 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 because I should be. Is he still in power? Is he still running amok? Is he still oppressing the people? Is he still you got to pay this nigga taxes? You got to pay this. What's there really be happy about? If it's not the word. That's the only thing you should be happy about, man, if no one told you. Okay? Not drinking alcohol, oh, I need a drink, you know, to calm my nerves and relax and blah, blah, blah. It tells you in Proverbs 31:6, give strong drink to those who are ready to perish, okay? You ready to die, nigga? Take that strong drink, okay? If you ready to give up, go, that's when you about to, if you get shot, you about to die, you ain't got nothing, man, take that. You got cancer, you about to go, throw it up, man. But if you got a heavy spirit, your heart is heavy, it tells you to drink wine, man. Wine don't have that much alcohol in it, man. You can drink a little bit and make you a little tired. It takes your thought off of things, but you can still operate in the morning. You ain't gotta be all hung over and shit, man. You can have some wine. And there's some benefits to it. Liquor don't have no benefits to you, man. Liquor, first of all, decreases your muscles, your immune system. It makes you weak, okay, where you can't even fight. A lot of you people, you got a lot of this liquid courage and you think you tough and you ain't. If you really got in a battle with somebody, you would bleed out quicker because your blood is thinning and you're fucking weak. So I want to be, don't drink that shit, man. Don't drink liquor, man. All right, if you want to have something, have some wine, okay? That's better advice. What you say, Cynthia Turner? No, a woman who know their worth as a woman don't engage in negative, sinful things. This goes for men as well, just my opinion. Okay, Cynthia, you know what my opinion is? You should keep your mouth shut. You ever thought about that, Cynthia? You ever heard, shut the fuck up? You ever heard that? Yeah, church ain't tell you that, huh? Let me grab this in 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 34. Let your women keep silence in all the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. So shut up. Shut your mouth and learn something, all right? You know nothing. That's what's wrong with you damn women. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse number 21. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. So sowing your seed in good stock, going back to you sowing your seed with, ultimately your own nation or within the nation of Israel. But back then we sowed seed within our nation because we had inheritances that we had to maintain. So it was always about order, okay? This was going to get passed down this is going to stay within the tribe of Judah. This is going to go to my son over here. This is his land. And it's very simple. Now you marry a Moabite woman. Now you all fucked up. Now the nigga wants to bring Buddha all up on your land, and even though he got inherited rights and you just added confusion. And that's what happened to King Solomon. Started bringing all the worshiping their gods in the land of Jerusalem. So that's what the Lord was showing you by having him go through that. Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 22. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Yeah, a harlot, a whore, should be accounted as spittle. Okay, it's spit. You spit on the ground. That's nothing, man. That's what a lot of these whores are. They're nothing. And then they want you to play all these games and get your number and play. Fuck that. Here's my Instagram account. Listen, don't be playing with these whores, man. As soon as she start talking this Instagram, Facebook bullshit, man, get the fuck out of here, man. All right? I mean, you ain't got to talk to her like that, but, you should have it in your mindset, man. A lot of these women ain't going to make it, man. Because they don't know the Lord. They're not imputed wisdom. They need a man. They don't understand that. Now, some of you women do. And you're going to be seeking a man of the Lord. If not, you're going to get a Andrew Mountbatten, and he going to drug you and take it from you. So you better watch out there, especially you so-called black women. You love fucking with the so-called white man. That nigga's a cannibal, man. Do you not understand what I'm telling you? The nigga will eat you. You don't see what's going on in Milwaukee? You black bitches be over here fucking with the so-called white man, and then your body parts be ended up all over the damn town. Why? Because he ate you, nigga. Because he looks at you like food. And I've been trying to warn you motherfuckers about this nigga, man. He's the devil. Now, not every white man's the devil, man. There's no such thing as white and black. You got a nation of Edomites out here, man. They're our slaves. They running around a damn muck. I'm praying that the Lord give us power so we can destroy them niggas. Then I'll be happy. I'll put a smile on my face every single day, man. When I'm in the kingdom, I'm always gonna be smiling. Until that time, it ain't really nothing to smile about here, man. Nigga just signed an executive order for Roundup, saying that's national security. So they're gonna increase the production of Roundup. That's just going in your food, man. And I'm supposed to be smiling about that shit? You niggas don't watch. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You're too busy, oh, well, you know, it's my time to relax and go. This ain't your rest, nigga. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26. Verse 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So the giving, okay, if someone gives you something, that's the Lord giving you that, man. Most of these women, they giving themselves to whoever, and they're the lowest nigga on the totem pole. That's who they giving themselves to, because they're stupid as hell. That's why the Lord created it where your father gives you as a possession to a man of understanding, like it tells you in Ecclesiasticus, the 7th chapter. These women are stupid as hell, all right? Majority of them, they can be 50 years old. Dumb fucks, man. They don't know shit. I was talking to an old woman last night. She still don't know shit, man. She's out of her damn mind. She's talking about voting still, man. She's talking about Jesse Jackson and how, oh my God, he's gone, and oh man, he was gonna be a good president, and he was gonna run, and he was gonna change things, but he said something about the small hats, and I was like, oh, I didn't know Jesse Jackson said he called him a hemi, a ham-eye, or some shit. I didn't even look that up. I gotta look that up. You know, it just goes to show you your whole life, man. Now you like 78, 60, 70 years old, about to get kicked the bucket. You spent your whole life not knowing shit. You probably still go to pray to the so-called white man. That's what's wrong with you women, man. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. I don't know why I keep saying 25. 26 and verse 24. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. That's right. And a lot of you women, y'all ain't got husbands, and if you do, you don't reverence them. You probably got all type of sneaky accounts. I wouldn't trust not one of these whores, man. I don't give a fuck. You got a cell phone? Yeah. You got Snapchat and all that? Yeah, you know. Nah. Good. I'm good, man. Don't take them seriously, man. Unless you'll know. Honestly, I've seen. There's a lot of good women out there. I don't know if I just been running by them. You know, I've been, you know, women that, you know, are getting married. They're happy to be married, and they're like, that was their whole thing to do. Some women are still like that, man. You know, they've been waiting, and they've been reserving themselves for marriage, and you'd be surprised, man. When I hear it, when I see a woman like that, and they're so shamefaced that, like, you know the husband's gonna be happy, man. Because here she is, not around you, and she's glorifying you. She's reverencing you and how much she loves you. You know, that's you don't really get to see that with a lot of these women. You go talk to one of these bitches, you got a man, yeah, but here's my Instagram. Don't hit me up straight up. Like, who wants to be with a woman like that? I don't. Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. That's right. A shameless woman shall be counted as a bitch. Okay. That's what a dog is, man. All right. That's what the Bible says. Oh, Cynthia's still talking. She's still talking. Let's see what she has to say. No, you are not a man of God. So you need to go back and read the Bible and ask our heavenly Father to give you more knowledge who he truly is, because you don't know, because the devil is a liar. Cynthia, shut the fuck up, all right? The devil is a liar. Shut the fuck up, all right? This is why I'm going in Ecclesiasticus 26 chapter. You're a shameless woman. You lack understanding, all right? And every idle word, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for it, okay? Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. That's right. You shall be counted ungodly of all for not reverencing your husband. All right? And the lot of you women, Cynthia got a husband, she don't know it. She cheated on him though. The first dude you slept with, that was your husband, man. And he's still alive, and you running around being a whore, a slut. That's what I'm talking about. You harlots that are out there. Dan says, God loves you, man. Hey, all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. I love him. I love the Most High and the Son too. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 27. A loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. Yeah, you get a loud crying woman. You know, that's what Pam Bondi's like, you know. Or Christy Nome. No. Carolyn Levette. Okay, she goes out. You start, actually there was a black woman before that. She was the worst. You can start asking her a bunch of questions. She just, well, this, that, you know, she just knows how to cause more chaos where you don't even want to talk anymore about the issue. And that's what women do. They create chaos. They'll start crying. They'll start doing all this shit to avert you. That's witchcraft, man. They use their emotional manipulation. They're manipulators. They're narcs. You got to be careful of that, man. That's how they get you. But if you a man of the Lord, man, you ain't gonna fall for that bullshit. You gonna be checking these whores. Respect from Glasgow, Scotland. Hey, Shalom. Shalom, man. Okay? Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, and verse number 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and a man of understanding that is not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepareth such an one for the sword. Exactly. A man of war who suffered with poverty. I was reading about this lady. Her father, she got heart issues. She's a veteran, and the father's online saying, hey, they won't transport her to this other hospital. So they told her she's connected to all these different machines, and they're saying that she has something wrong with her thyroid or something. She didn't get it checked. Okay, she thought she was good because she could still walk and shit. The doctor already told her that, you know, you got thyroid issues and you need this, that, and the third. She ignored it. She kept going till she started getting real bad symptoms. And then those symptoms caused her to go on life support. She got 2 daughters, but she's from the VA, and, you know, so she thought her military, her veteran benefits would help her. So she's dying, she's not conscious, and the father's there, and the father's like, they won't transfer her. It costs $73,000 because they gotta probably keep her connected to these machines as they're transporting her. So, you know, the price of that, you know, exponentially goes up. So $73,000 just to bring her to this other hospital. And the VA said, no. So, you know, in this time, that's still someone who fought for this country, man. And the fact that he's not willing to help someone out that fought for their country, the Lord said he prepares such and one as that for the sword. And who's doing that? That's Esau. Esau's doing shit like that. All right? So he's getting prepared for the sword. Ecclesiasticus 26:29, a merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and a huckster shall not be free from sin. So yeah, merchant, you selling things. It's always everyone, especially in this time, man. It's hard. You don't make any money when you're honest, you're upright, you have integrity. You know, you want to give everyone a good deal. You won't have a long-lasting business in this world if you do things like that. But if you're a demon, you're cutthroat, you fuck people over. Listen, your stock will go up. You know, you'll make a lot of money that way, fucking people over. And that's what Esau promotes in his kingdom. Now, that's not what I was really looking for, but the Spirit had me go there. But it was talking about the reproach of a woman. And yeah, it was actually Ecclesiasticus 23. You know, because this is why, you know, she'll have reproach if she's not married. She's out here in the street. She's going house to house. She's a busybody. Going back to these young women who, when they don't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, they end up kidnapped. This is the equal and opposite of what happens to you when you don't obey the Lord. That's what the Lord's showing you. You want to be a uh, a model, and now you're modeling for a bunch of pedophiles, okay, who are gonna drug you and take advantage of you. And then you'll grow up years feeling ashamed and sad about, you'll be blaming yourself for even doing some shit like that. Like, what the fuck was I thinking? I was all smiling with these people. It felt weird, but I was smiling, and they told me to do this. I should have known, and you're gonna be having all these crazy thoughts in your head to the point where you build up some courage 20, 30 years later. And then you get with a bunch of other women who have the same type of experiences as you, and then you build some courage to go and speak, and then they kill your ass for talking. All right, so, and then Pam Bondi, you think being a white woman with blonde hair, she would be understanding and caring for you. But someone got to leave the Republican Party to even speak on your behalf, man. Like MGT. She actually said she started talking, and you know what? I'm starting to believe her. She might be a real patriot, man. Going out, exposing this nigga, man. People are scared of the duck. And here it is, a woman saying, nah, fuck all of that shit, man. You go talk to these women, you hear what's going on, man. She might actually be a real patriot. I was thinking about the other Republican vice president, what the hell is his name? I forgot his name. I was just talking about him yesterday. He might have been a real patriot. Who was the last Republican vice president under Donald Duck? Mike Pence, right. Mike Pence, during that January 6th altercation, man, he could have got put to death that day, And I thought he was gonna be a racist son of a bitch, and then you realize he don't fuck with the duck. That says a lot. And he don't even talk about all this shit that's going on. You would think he'd be talking about all of this. He'd be the main candidate to be in the Republican Party, especially going through all of that. He ain't even talking. So that just shows you how bad it really fucking is, man. How much of a piece of shit these damn devils actually got in office, man. That he won't even say nothing. Because he understands, especially with January 6th, because he was going to use that against him. And I don't think Mike Pence is I got more respect for him now than I did before. There's only, because you don't know. The Lord could be dealing with him, man. Who knows? But you ain't heard from him in a while, And then last night, the duck was talking about Marco Rubio, telling him you might not have a job because the shit that he spoke at Munich. He was bigging up J.D. Vance. Oh, how great he is. He went to school and got married to his wife, and he's just a good friend of mine. He's like, but Marco, he speaks good, but, if he does that again, what he did in Munich, he ain't going to have a job. Something around that. I thought that was funny as hell. That's what his ass gets. He's such a damn ass kisser. He's the biggest ass kisser ever, man. I can't wait till his ass gets exposed. Damn Spaniards. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 23. I start at 21, and somewhere down here. It says, this man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspecteth not shall be taken. Let me keep going. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in an heir by another. Yeah, you bring in an heir by another. Like Cardi B. Cardi B is married to Offset. She goes sleeps with Stephon Diggs and having kids. That's bringing in an heir by another. Okay? Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 23. For first, she have disobeyed the law of the Most High. And secondly, she have trespassed against her own husband. And thirdly, she have played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man. And that's what Cardi B is. She's a perfect example of Ecclesiastes, the 23rd chapter that we're seeing in this time. Okay, she's a harlot, she's a whore. And a lot of y'all listen to her. Your kids be playing that bullshit. She don't even let her kids listen to that shit, man. She's like, nah, don't listen to this. Culture, don't listen to mommy anymore, man. She was cooking for Offset. Now she's making it twerk for a loser. Patriots lost. He ain't even win the Super Bowl. She got all this money, all this fame, but she's stupid as hell. She went and cheated on her husband. Nigga went and had 6 kids. Not that ass wicked. We're gonna be doing the same thing. I'm gonna have a bunch of kids, man. I'm all for it. I'm gonna try to outnumber everybody when it comes to the kids, man. When we get in the kingdom, man. Shit, I'm gonna get as many of me as I can get out. All right? And that's in the kingdom. And don't worry, all my wives are gonna have their own cribs. They're gonna be living gloriously. All right? They're gonna have abundance. They're gonna be happy. And I ain't gonna be around them when they got their period like you niggas be doing, man. All right? King Rambo, Shalom, Psalms 82 and 6. Question mark? What does that say? Y'all don't never want to talk about the book of Enoch. Oh my God, we got a devil. Cut your hair, nigga. Your shit stink, man, I can tell. Cut your hair, man. Enoch is a lie. You never talk about the nation of Israel, man. What you think, you believe in hell and all of that? Come on, man. And that's a Jake right there. You need to repent, my man. Enoch left with God and he didn't die. Well, Enoch, there's two different Enochs. All right? Let's go there real quick since you brought that up. All right? Maybe this can be a learning lesson because a lot of people, you know, and I'm glad you brought up the book of Enoch because, you know, sometimes there's plenty of videos. Brothers done did videos on it. You know, our elders did videos on it. This is the Enoch you talking about. Enoch, Genesis 4, verse 17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived, and bare Enoch, and builded a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. So you talking about, you saying Enoch walked with God. What Enoch you talking about? Cain's son? Do you know anything about Hitler? I know a little bit about Hitler. Goofball. Caprello. Go kill yourself. And there is black Jews. They are called Ethiopian Jews. Oh, yeah? Oh, man. They are Ethiopian Jews, though. You know, just like it tells you in Acts, the 8th chapter, that would be considered an Ethiopian Jew. He was actually an Israelite, though. He lived in Ethiopia. Look, maybe we should jump over there. Hold on, let me finish this. Am I done with that? Let me finish this real quick. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 23, verse 24. She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. Yeah, so, you know, you got somebody like a Cardi B situation with Offset. You know, in the ancient times, she would be brought into the congregation, and they'll make an inquisition of her. So how did you have this kid and this, that, and the third? You know, this would be talked about with everybody. You know, not like on a public forum like we do today on the internet and just talk about it. No, this is going to be amongst the elders. Okay? Ecclesiasticus 23, verse 25. Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit. She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. So she's always going to be known as a whore and a slut, and not a woman you want to be around. And that's what a Cardi B is. But look at her today. She's glorified. She just did a concert like last night or 2 nights ago or something. She was walking out, and some girl said, "Damn, you got a big fucking ass," she said. And she said, "Yeah, I'm going to go to Colombia or what, Dominican Republic, somewhere and get it and reduce it." So white girl said, like, damn. So that shows you how actually it looks stupid big from the TV. But if you saw it in real life, that's just, that shit ain't even right, man. That shit ain't even right. She's out of her fucking mind, man. And that's what Offset likes. That's why a wicked woman is given to a portion of a wicked man. He's wicked too. Okay? That's why he's in the position that he's in. And it's funny how his cousin died. They don't even talk about Takeoff. What the hell Takeoff got put to death? You don't hear nothing about, he don't say nothing about Takeoff, man. Takeoff just got put to death, man. He put them 2 stupid dumbass niggas on him and that other clown bitch ass nigga, man. I hate niggas like that, man. Why? Because here it is with Israel, the word's going out. You got a platform, you can go be teaching. You can tell the whole world right now that we're Israel. That's all you got to say. Kodak Black done did it. You know, all these different rappers. I even heard Future do a whole song called Black Jew. You know, so, but the elites don't, they're like, listen, you better not. We'll kill you, you tell them that they're Israel. Because they understand how powerful this word is. We need to keep them severed from their God. We need to keep them like the rest of. So these other stupid ass. So we can have these wicked ass. What's this nigga Caprello nigga? That nigga gonna die, man. Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Caprello, your interpretation is flawed. Okay, you see that? That's a heathen, man. As a matter of fact, let's look at Caprello. Nigga don't teach. Let's look at channel activity, right? 93 subscribers. Cardi B. Cardi B is black excellence. You see? This is what I mean. 18 years ago, this nigga's a full-blown. He's probably a faggot though. I can kind of. I'm getting gay vibes from that nigga. Hearing he's saying Habakkuk 2 verse 2. He don't even know what that means. Cardi B is black excellence. I'm Choctaw Indian. What are you? Or do you know? I'm an Israelite. Okay? Ain't no Choctaw Indians. You either Israel or you a heathen. Diddy is black excellence. Okay, see? You see what I'm saying? That's why we don't listen to people like him. He's probably, you're a Muslim, huh? You look like one. 18, so if you joined YouTube 18 years ago, you gotta be like, at least in your 30s, 40 years old. And this is the mindset of a grown ass man. You know, he thinks because he's on his phone that, you know, it takes away from the fact that he's a child. We can see that through your posts, man. You think, all right, I'm gonna do this, you know, hee ha ha, like, you know, you're very childish, man. I'm over here trying to teach the word of God. If I'm flawed, you should be teaching. No, you either a cult member of a cult that was invented in 1966, racist wizard clown, or you're a normal person. Which one are you? Who's this? Chester the molester. Let's see. 288K. Chester, what do you joined 13 years ago? I can't really look at your channel, but he got a lot of followers, man. And he's on my channel talking shit. Hey, I'm glad. Nice to meet you, Chester the molester. What do you talk about on your channel? You talk about the Lord. When did you join the cult? What's a cult? What's a cult? When the Lord first came, they would consider that of being a cult. That's why they were treating him like that. As a matter of fact, let's look at that word cult, because people throw that word around. And I'm sorry, Malak, if I answer your question, man, but you got to tell me which Enoch you talking about. In Genesis 4:17, Cain got a son named Enoch. Did you know that? Maybe that's the book that you ascribe to. Your spirit's gonna, if you're intrigued by that, I don't talk about that. Okay, I don't talk about the book of Enoch. From what I know, it doesn't align with the rest of the biblical prophecies. Enoch went to hell, and there was, I think he talks about the Nephilim in there. So now you're opening up the door to these big, huge giants, and you know, you're really opening up yourself to a lot of spiritual shit. And you got dreads too, so you know, you probably believe in your ancestors. That's all I'm thinking. Just from the little information, I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know, a lot of dreadheads, they're not right in their minds. You know, they got a lot of dead roots in their head. You know, a lot of chemicals and shit, so they out of their fucking minds, man. You know, it's an unclean thing. I think it goes back to you worshiping the god of Sheba. You know, by practicing that. So I would try to get that demon off you first, and then maybe you can come into this truth and learn about your power, man. And stop. You know, you got a lot of different philosophies, a lot of different doctrines on. You know, the saying you Choctaw Indian. You know, so which is good to know but if that's as far as you can go back. The Indians, we all go back. The Indians are Israelites, man. All right. So if you still call yourself an Indian, you need to shaking my damn head. Okay, nah, you the fool, bro. Okay. What the fuck? All right. So what year did you join your cult? What year did I join my cult? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not a cult. In my opinion, this is when I found out who I was. So this is just my nationality, my man. All right, Chester. Anyways, back to, am I done with that? Ecclesiasticus 23. Yeah, I think I'm done with that. So if you call that black excellence, that's why people like you need to die. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 23, verse 27. And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord. It is great glory to follow me, Lord. Follow the Lord, Salakia. And to be received of him is long life. So that's how you prosper. Like that matches up with Joshua 1, 7, and 8. All right. And you got a lot of you slow, brother, laughing my ass off. No forgiveness, but you supposed to be the holy man. Hey, man. All of our righteousness is as filthy rags. You know, we come up here, get disrespected all the day long. It's all good, man. Listen, I love that, man. I'm glad you guys are doing this. This is you making my day. You really are. You know, I hope I can just glorify the Lord in during this, man. Because clearly, what happens is when I get a lot of people like this on my comment board, is because I'm getting a new listener. He's hearing, and what Satan's trying to do is sift him through all of this bullshit nonsense. Okay, he's just learning that he's an Israelite. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites. So he's being fed, right? And then what happens is, these are what you call demons. A lot of them are FBI agents. This dude, he seems to be legit, but 433,000 subscribers. He's doing it big. He might even get, he's probably getting paid too. I don't get paid. I'm getting paid through the Lord. The Lord's giving me wisdom. He's giving me, keeping me occupied in prophecy, watching the kingdom of the so-called white man be destroyed. And that's all I need to get paid with. Just seeing him destroy the so-called white man, it gives me peace. Oh, I can sleep so good, man. Oh, it makes me feel great. Red hair comes from us. King Rambo. King Rambo. Yeah, Rambo's a so-called white man. That's racist. Racist. See, y'all people, y'all think, I understand why y'all call me racist. I'm talking about a so-called white man. I call him so-called because no such thing as white and black. All right, you see the head, this braid right here, that's black, right? You see this skin right here, that's brown, okay? You see the snow, that's white. You see the so-called white man, he's red, okay? You don't understand that? So you under the mindset, you are part white. We can see the cream in the coffee. Yo, you must be a comedian. That's funny as hell. We can see the cream in the coffee. Let me grab this in the book of Matthew, chapter 13. And yeah, let's start over here. This dude's a fool. It says, Matthew 13, verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, Matthew 13, verse 19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. So someone's listening, right? All these different demons are coming, they're attacking. You got dreadheads, you got so-called white people, you got so-called Spanish demons. He might be an Arab, stinking ass Ishmaelite. They come over here, they try to stop the building because that's how important it is that you get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is a spiritual battle, okay? And Satan's using these different demons to sift you. He don't want you to get this truth, okay? But the Lord is fighting for the souls of his children, okay? He wants to return them back to him because he's going to destroy all these people that you see. The majority of you people you see on the highways, driving to and fro throughout the earth, they're all going to die. But he has an elect that he's going to save. So when his word goes out, the wicked one comes. The wicked one is ultimately the spiritual demon Satan, but he used the so-called white man as his physical counterpart down here on the earth. And these different heathen. Okay, so there's different classifications of men. You know, there's the children of God, the sons of God, as you know in Genesis, the first couple of chapters. And then you got the sons of men, which are the heathen nations that are outside of the nation of Israel. And then at the top of those heathen is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and he's the son of the wicked, all right? So he don't want you to know who you are. It's in his best interest that you continue to call yourself a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. Why? Because when you know who you are, you're going to be asking who he is. And when you find out who he is, then you get the point. He's the devil. He's Esau. He's the deceiver. He's the adversary. He's your enemy. This is the book of Matthew 13, verse 20. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same as he that heareth the word, and a none with joy receiveth it. Now the seed is this word, okay? We're planting, I'm sowing seed right now, okay? I'm feeding the sheep of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh means he exists. That's the Most High God's name. When you look at his name, it's gonna come out YHWH. You gotta take those words and because YHWH, that's English. You gotta convert, when you convert it into Hebrew, you're gonna get the modern day Hebrew, which is the small hat created that. All right, so you got to go all the way back to the Paleo Hebrew, and you're gonna get the name Yahweh. Okay, and that means he exists. And Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he's the deliverer. He's our savior. He's the one that's coming to destroy all these heathen. All right, he's going to deliver us, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, 12,000 out of each tribe. All right, in a large multitude. All right, so that's what's going on here. And this word needs to go out, then the end shall come, according to Matthew, the 24th chapter. So this word is going out, and this is what's causing all these different types of plagues. This is what's causing the Potomac River to receive shit on his 250th birthday. So the Lord's doing a shameful spewing on his glory. That's why you see Prince Andrew, people like that, his titles are being taken away from him. That's why you see the state of the world is being destroyed. All right, your food is being more defiled. Okay, just like I told you about Roundup, and that's a big issue right now. All right, and the Lord sends out his prophets before he brings that destruction. So it ain't just me in a cult on a highway doing it. When you read Matthew 22 and 9, Proverbs 1 and 20, all the way down, there's multitude of scriptures that show you that's what the prophets will be doing in these last days. Okay, trying to forbid as many to the marriage, but there's somebody trying to prevent you from coming into the marriage. What's the marriage? The marriage is when the Lord comes and delivers his elect from their enemies. Okay, the nation of Israel has no military. They don't have any representation down here on the earth. They're being disrespected on the highest level, even from their own people. You read the book of Zechariah, the 13th chapter, it tells you 2/3 of the nation, they're gonna get put to death. So even though there's some so-called black man, he got dreads and shit, he's a demon. Look at Jesus say, ye is God as well. And look at his face. Just look at his picture and tell me, just look at him. If y'all see this dude, King Rambo, look at him. All right. So it don't matter about color. And then right under him is a so-called white man, look like he's dressed up. I can't really see his picture. He got all these subscribers. Why don't you go and entertain them? You seem like you're an entertainer. But he's getting cut through the spirit. Okay, Matthew. I knew he was a faggot talking about handsome men. See, this is what I mean. So these are demons. That's all that's what they're showing you. Matthew chapter 13, verse 21. Yet have he not root in himself, but endure for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. So some of y'all are going to get this word. You're going to rejoice and none with joy. You're going to learn that, okay, I'm Israel. These promises, everlasting life, rulership over the nations, spiritual power, all of these things are coming to me. But then because of the persecution that's going to come with it, you're not going to be able to endure. You'll endure for a little bit, but then you fall out because of tribulation, persecution. Some people, you lose your job, you lose your family, you lose your wife, your kids, because they're of the world. Okay, and when the Lord calls you out of the world, you got to endure all the persecutions that come with that. It tells you in the book of Jeremiah, he that maketh himself, where is that? Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah. He that departed from evil, let me grab that real quick. He that departs from evil maketh himself a prey. Where's that at? It's Isaiah 59 and verse number 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. That's right. It displeased him, man. But you departing from evil, you're going to make yourself a prey. Okay, a lot of these people, they actually just, like I said, it's not even just the people on the internet, it's just in life in general. You could just be driving down the street, there's gonna be more afflictions towards you, more people cutting you off, more people wanting to argue with you, get you carnal. That's what it's all about. Because they don't want you to be in the spirit. They want to constantly say stupid shit to get you out of the spirit and make you get carnal. And then it makes the word null and void. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Yeah, so you worried about what your boss think about you. You don't want it, because it tells you the righteous are as bold as a lion. See, the wicked, they do things, behind the scenes. He probably feel comfortable. Oh, I'm behind my phone. I'm in a different state. This is when he feels most comfortable to talk shit. But if he was driving by the road, he'd just drive by and keep moving. Now, some demons hop out and you want to talk about Enoch and all of this other shit. Just the same thing. Sometimes they come up to the altar and even try to deceive, and it's all spiritual is what I'm trying to say here. Matthew chapter 13, verse 23. But he that receives seed into good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100, some 60, some 30. So some of y'all gonna bear fruit. Okay? You're gonna hear the word, you're gonna teach the word, and you're gonna bring forth more people to the Lord. Okay? And that's bearing fruit. So that's us sowing the seed, and if it cultivates inside of you, hey, that it speaks volumes of the Lord dealing with the sower too. The sower and the water are the same. What's that? Let's find that. It's really up to the Lord. If this word really resonates with you. Apollos watered. I know I think it's 2 Corinthians. No, 1 Corinthians 3, verse 6. Let's go there real quick. That's all it is, man. We sowing seeds. Some days you don't know what word you spoke that's gonna get somebody to understand who they are, but that's why you just keep sowing. 1 Corinthians 3, verse 6. I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So right now I'm planting, I'm sowing. You might go build on that. You might find another teacher, someone better than me. Someone that you more resonate with, and he's gonna increase you. Your spirit's you're gonna increase on that seed, that faith. Ultimately, it's faith. Okay, this is a faith-based ministry. There's no paperwork I can bring out to show you that we're the children and make you believe. It's all through faith, man. All right. 1 Corinthians 3, verse 7. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase. So all praises go to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. It's him that's using us as tools to cultivate his plant, which is his elect, his cluster of grapes. Okay, we're nothing. And so all praises go to the Lord. And it tells you in Ephesians 2 and 8 that faith is a gift. All right? So if you receive it, that's really from the Lord. And if he has you study and be occupied in it, that's a token of your own salvation. He got you occupied in the prophecies, and it goes deeper than that, because it's not even just people who are just demons on the comic book. It's some other Israelites too. These people Israel's a wicked ass nation, man. They want to see you fail, man. That's how Israelites are, man. I don't want to see the nation of Israel fail. Even my enemies, man, I be praying for them. I pray that the Lord take all those demons off them and that they get the victory. Because when they win, I win. When I win, they win, So I understand these things. But the nation, when you look amongst the nation of Israel who's teaching this word, what you find out is they still, they fighting those demons, man. But we pray that the word can continue to have free course, so more people can come into this truth. All right. More Israelites. And it don't matter about your skin color, man. It don't matter if you're black, white, or none of that shit. Like I said, that's a social construct. So people use talking points that they don't even exist. The racism that they believe in is a figment of their imagination. There's no such thing as a white person and a black person. I would like to see all black people, everybody who think they're black, go fight everyone that think they're white, and all y'all get put to death. Okay, but the Lord's not gonna. That's what I would do with all of y'all. I would kill anyone who's colorblind. Okay, not colorblind. Clearly you're colorblind. You don't know the difference between white and black. Those people need to die. All that whole terminology is a social construct. That's foolishness. It's another way to just keep you low vibrational and dumb as hell. And grown ass men that talk like that and then they get on Let's listen to this. Boy, you don't even know this dude's a full-blown homosexual. Okay? So I'm not reading your comments anymore. You can get put to death, as a matter of fact. Shalak Rayam to you. Let me grab this in the book of Leviticus 20. You're gonna die talking about he's a chick talk. You ain't shit. You a damn mo, man. Leviticus 20. Verse 13, if any man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. May the Lord put your ass to death too. Okay? And have your braids all over the damn street. Maybe you get hit by a car or something. Hope you get scalped. Hope Esau eat you because you a damn mo. All right? Slick Beats, I resonate. Shalom, King. Who else is up here? I'm not reading all you damn demons' comments, man. Hinkle, Frank, like foolishness. Where is this guy speaking from? Anyone know? Wow, what the hell you gonna do, Corso? You can't do nothing. Like you gonna do something. You a damn faggot too. So that's it. That's it. I ain't listening to them niggas no more. Matthew chapter 13. In verse 24, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, the enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then have it tares? So here it is, a servant sowing seed. Then the enemy came, sows in the tares. Now the tares and the wheat, they look the same. Okay, that's what the parable's getting into. So now they're in a dilemma at this point in the parable, where they're like, what's going on with these tares, man? Right? Matthew 13 in verse 28, he said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. So the enemy also ultimately is Esau, the so-called white man. He's the tare. He sowed his seed and mingled it with the seed of Israel during the transatlantic slave trade. So you got a lot of people that are Israelites that look white. You got Israelites that are black, okay? So-called black and white, or brown and red, okay? Because that's what they are. Edomites are red people, man, because their blood shows forth through their skin. All right, so that's what we're starting to see. We don't know who is who. It's all spiritual. It tells you in Romans the 8th chapter, the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And these are good examples to when you deal with these types of demons. They got gay jokes. That's number one. That's a red flag. That's a demon. Dreadlocks, demon. Shaved beard, demon. Bald head, he's a demon. You get the bald head demon. You get the podcast demon. I never seen a podcast demon. You would think you got all those subscribers, you would be more invested in whatever you got doing over there, but he's over here because he's a demon. All right. Let me see. He should be making content for his all these damn subscribers he got. What other type of demons? You get the Enoch demon. That's a common one. The flat earth demon. This is just off the top. This is just normal everyday demons you got to deal with. But these are spirits that actually deceive other people. Like, people believe in a flat earth. Now, I'm not saying the earth isn't flat. I don't know what the earth is. You know, brothers go into Isaiah, the 40, I forgot what chapter it is, talks about goes into the circle of the earth, and then they look at the word circle in the blue letter Bible, and you go to the Strong's definition, and it just says the word sphere, so that means the earth is round. I don't know, man. But judging by the rest of the creation, look at the moon is round, the sun is round. Why wouldn't the earth be round? The planets are round, just the earth is just flat. So you just know. And it's not even just that. Instead of looking at it physically, if you look at it spiritually, a lot of the people who follow that doctrine, they're fucking demons. So that's how you know the earth is round, right there. You know, at least for me. It's just the way that the demons are acting when it comes to the earth situation. All right? But we don't know everything. We'll know all this information, man. Is that going to lead to your salvation? No. Knowing who you are, knowing who the name of the Lord is, that's more important than all these things you don't know. What's the weight of fire? You know? What's the measurement of the depths of the sea? How many stars are in heaven? Like, these are questions that just, they're not for us to know. All right? So we need to be focused on what matters. So, long story short, those tares in the wheat is Esau mixing his seed with the Israelites during the transatlantic slave trade, and in other situations, man, wherever, even still to this day. So you might have people from other nations looking like us, but this is mostly going into Esau because he's the enemy. Okay, but it also goes into these other heathen nations too, because they're the enemy too, and they're not going to make it either. They're going to get rooted up. They're going to get burnt up too. But Esau's going to be utterly destroyed. He's the ultimate tear. He's the real tear. Matthew chapter, which is the so-called white man, the Edomites. All right, going into you, majority of them are the Europeans, the so-called American white man that you see in his big ass Sierra HD. This being so-called white man in that black truck right there. He probably an Edomite. Because Edomites love driving big ass trucks for some damn reason. You like to eat the meat rare. So there's certain characteristics that Esau carries that the nation of Israel, we don't do things like that. Some of us do because we've been here long enough. I saw a black woman eating out of a dog bowl. Well, who was she with? A so-called white man. And then I saw another woman eating raw meat. And who was she with? A so-called white man. So the longer you stay around these devils, you start to become like them. That's why the Lord calls us to be holy and separated. But now we're getting closer to the end, and we're starting to see the difference. This nigga's on the Epstein files majority of the time. They're Edomites, so-called white people. They're wicked. They're the wicked. Everyone that's on that list is doing some wicked shit, man. You heard on The View when they were trying to expose Whoopi Goldberg, that lady that was sitting at the panel. I forgot. I don't know these. I don't watch The View, but I just saw it because they were talking about Whoopi Goldberg. And she said the niggas on the, Donald Duck is on the list 38,000 times. So, and he said there's nothing wrong with partying with Epstein. Doing that dumbass YMCA dance, man. And he had, anyways, there's so much shit you can look into it. But that's showing you the tares in the wheat. This is going to be a separation. We're in the last days. You see all these things going on. And you got men on the Lord doing everything that it says in the Bible that the elected will be doing. And you got the wicked doing exactly what the Lord would be saying that he would be exposing. Like he told you in Isaiah 47. I was supposed to grab Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, but the Spirit took me somewhere else because that's that shameful spewing. They were talking about the duck. They asked the duck his opinion about Andrew the Prince, and he said it's a shame. What's a shame about that? Shouldn't you be happy he's being exposed? It is a shame. It's a shameful spewing on your glory because you're on the same list as him. All right. Matthew chapter 13, verse 28 again. He said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servants said unto him, will thou then that we go and gather them up? Talking about the tares. But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up the wheat with them, which are the elect of Israel. Let both grow together until the harvest. The harvest is the end of days, when the Lord destroys this place. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers are the angels. Okay? Gather ye together first the tares. The tares are you Edomites. And bind them in bundles to burn them. And so you're going to get burnt up. But gather the wheat into my barn. And the barn is the chambers. Okay? We're going to be in a chariot while we watch y'all get put to death. And that's what we're working and laboring for. We got to endure. In order to get the victory, you got to get it over the MOTB, over the name, and over the, you got to get it over the mark of the beast. You got to endure all these different tribulations that the Lord's going to put upon us. Martial law, famine, World War III, these different mercenary groups and all that shit that's going to be in the streets, people fighting for food and water. That's the times we're getting into, and these niggas still talking about the book of Enoch, okay? So these are demons, all right? Let me grab this. Isaiah 26 and 20, I'm gonna end it here. Come, my people, enter in unto thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. And that's the Lord bringing us into the chariot. Because when you marry a woman, you go into the chamber, you have a ceremony, you go into the chambers, you hit that's your wife. Okay, so that's what's likened to the marriage of the Lamb, and which is our Lord Yahweh Shai and his elect, which is the bride. When he brings you into the chamber, and then that's it. That's it for this kingdom, man. Israel's gonna be destroyed. It's gonna be built back up. But Babylon, which is America, according to Revelation 17 and 18, this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. And I'm going to end it here. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, Shalom, Abad Babal, and Kwam Yasharala. And Shalak Rayam to all you damn devils on the comment board. Shalom.